Okay, for oxygen delivery, the first thing we're going to look at is to make sure that the Bordeaux seal is attached, which it is. Then we're going to attach the regulator, lining up the holes. We're going to check that the bag there's no leaks in it. And we're going to run the oxygen, 98% oxygen at 15 litres, 10 to 15 litres. And we're going to ventilate every 6 to 8 seconds, looking for chest rise and gastric inflation. And if we had a second person, they could apply cartridge pressure, which will make this effective. Okay, for fracture management, we use the acronym plus DISCs. P stands for extreme pain, L for loss of function, U for unusual movement, S for swelling, D for deformity, I for irregularity of the bones, S shortening of the bones, C for crepitus, which is the grinding of bones, and S for shock. Okay, so we're going to check these arms here, and we're going to compare it with the other one. So there's no shortening, but there is definitely a deformity here. So before we even touch the fracture, we need to give a good pain relief. And today we have methoxyfluorine. Okay. Contraindications for methoxyfluorine is the inability to obey commands, history of malignant hypothermia, any known renal impairment, and if I've had methoxy in the last week. So Catherine, do you know any of those? Do you have any malignant hypothermia in your family? No, you don't have any renal complaints? No, and you definitely haven't had this in the last week?
No.
Okay, so what I want you to do is to suck on this, and you're going to get a little bit high on it, so then we can move your arm. Keep sucking, and then that's it. Keep going, a couple more breaths. Right, so we're going to splint the fracture. Put this down here. Okay. How's that feel? Good. Okay, so we're going to tie above the fracture and below the fracture. The triangular bandage. Knotting it on the side. Is that feeling nice and stable? Okay. So we're going to check cap refill. And the cap refill is really good. And we also go to check for radial pulse. So with an adult, they can have a maximum of 2 doses of methoxyfluorine, which is 6 mg.
Go.
Okay. For Life Pack 15, the first thing we need to do is check batteries. So in the back here are the batteries. In here, and on them they have a little button that you press. Make sure that they've got 4 bars. To change them, we just pull them out and replace them. on the front here for the printout paper, you just open this up, take it out and replace it. And the paper is located in the back pouch. On the left hand side you find the leads and the pulse oximeter. On the right hand side we have defib pads and sticky pads. In the back we have our blood pressure cuff and the other cuffs for the children, for paediatrics. And in the back pouch here we also have our 12 leads, razors, gentian and aspirin. So to turn this on, just press the green button.
Push.
And to put it into manual look mode, you just press energy select, enter, and for this we're just going to use it at 50 joules. Every day we need to test our monitors, so by doing that we go to options, we scroll to use a test and just press the button and that will come out. Once it's done its little test. And just rip that off, and on here you need to make sure that it has passed. Okay, to change the readings we can just press on there, and different leads. And that's your heart rate, and to change the heart rate volume you just click on there. And that's your different volume. Now to deliver a shock, which I can't do on this machine because I don't have the little device to do it, you press charge and it will charge up and then you can deliver your shock, and to disarm it you press charge again and then you hit this button at any time. Okay, for vital signs, first thing we're going to check is the heart rate. So Barbara, is it okay if I take your pulse today? Can I take your pulse?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to check the radial pulse. And that was 20 beats for 15 seconds, so 20 by 4 is 80 beats per minute, which is perfect, because the average heart rate is 60 to 100 beats per minute. So next, Barbara, I'm going to take your blood pressure, is that okay?
Yes.
So we measure the cuff to make sure it's the right size, which it is. Perfect.
Cool.
Okay, just relax your arm down straight. That's it. So I'm just going to look for a radial brachial pulse. And that was 110 over 70, which is a really good range. Anything over 120 causes hypertension, systolic, and anything under 90 dystolic causes hypertension. So next I'm going to just check your rest rate and listen to your chest if that's okay. Okay, so Barbara's rest rate was 4 breaths for 15 seconds, so 4 times 4 is 16 breaths per minute, which is excellent. The average is 12 to 20 breaths per minute. So now I'm just going to listen to your chest. If that's okay,
Can I put
Barbara?
this down?
You can put that down. So we're looking for clarity and making sure there's no wheezes. Just do your back. There's no wheezes or anything there, so that's excellent. Thank you. You're in perfect order there, Barbara.
Hey?
You're in perfect health.
Tell that to be quiet.
Okay, for hemorrhage control, the first thing we're going to do is expose the wound. We're going to clean it where we can. And we're going to put a dressing on it to the size of the wound and apply direct pressure. Then going to bandage it very firmly. And by twisting the bandage on top of the wound, it applies extra pressure. So what we're wanting to do is to stop the bleeding. Just going to secure that in place with a little bit of tape. Now, if the wound continues to bleed, we do not take this one off, we put another one on top. If it continues to bleed, as a very last resort, we can apply a tourniquet. And to do this, we place this 10 centimetres proximal to the wound, and we tighten it as much as we possibly can. We then turn the wand quarter turns until the bleeding stops, or we can no longer feel a radial pulse. We write the time on here that the tourniquet was put on, and it must be left on, it cannot be taken off until they get to hospital. If the bleeding continues, we can apply a second tourniquet 10 centimetres distal to the one that we've already put on. Scene is safe, there are no dangers. Hello, sir. Hello, can you hear me? One, two, three, 4, 5. It's not breathing, can you start checking comms, this is a UT1. We have a R49 request, a R50 backup, thanks. Does anybody here know this patient? What happened?
Push, collect electrode. Push, analyze. Analyzing now. Stand clear.
Clear.
No shock. Advised. Start CPR. Ventilate. Ventilate.
That includes on flow rate 15.
Yes, 20, 21, 22,
3, 2, 1. Ventilate. Ventilate.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
3, 2, 1. Ventilate.
30.
Ventilate.
Does anyone see what happened here? No, you didn't? Okay then.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
3,
25,
2,
26,
1.
27,
Ventilate.
28, 9, 30.
Ventilate.
Okay, so 10. I'm going to change over, okay?
Yep.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay,
Push,
so-
analyze.
Analyzing, stand clear. Swap.
Analyzing now. Stand clear.
Clear. Stay clear.
No shock advised. Start CPR.
1, 2. You still back on. You still need to plug back on.
3, 2, 1. Ventilate. Ventilate. Three, two, one. Ventilate.
Okay, application of a C-collar. We do this if we suspect a spinal injury to keep the neck immobilised. So to do this, we place a towel under the head to get the head in anatomical line. We take the C-collar because they come flat and we twist it to give it a little bit of, to get it into a little bit of alignment. To find out what size you do, use your fingers and you place them on the top of the trapezius up to the ear. So on this one it is 4. So I measure this from the bottom of the plastic up 4. So this gentleman has a regular neck. So we move this up to regular and clip it into place. If you had a second person, you'd get them to hold their head still while you did this. So we slip this underneath, under the chin, checking that it is a very good fit, which it is, and then we just tighten it, and that's placing a C-collar on. For the OPA, we use it to get a patent airway. And we use it on patients that have a GCS of lower than 8. So we tilt our head back, check for any obstructions. We get our OPA and we measure it from the corner of the mouth to the side of the jaw to get the correct length. To place it in, we place it in 90 degrees and we twist into place. So contraindications for this is if it's too big, they can gag and vomit. And an OPA can also make a person have a gag reflex, so if that happens it needs to be removed. For the MPA, we also use that for an airway, and to measure that we go from the corner of the nostril to the side of the jaw, and we place this in on a 90-degree angle and we just push it in. So you can use both or one or the other. If it doesn't work in that nostril, you can stick it in the other nostril. Okay, for this section, we need to test that it is going. So we turn it on. We press the test button. And we kick it. And we need to make sure it goes over 350 milligrams per mercury, which it is. We also need to test that it is sucking, which it is. Also in here we have a disposable bag, and on most models there is a bottle of water on the side, so if anything gets stuck in there you can suck the water out. While you're travelling we use a soft catheter, but we only have the rigid one here. So while you're suctioning, You only suction on the way out, and you do it in a circular motion.